Next up, we're going to define our floor. So we've got F1 as our interior floor. Remember, we've just got this little tiny exposed floor here on the main floor where we don't have foundation wall underneath. This little window bump out is actually over top of airspace. So this here is an exposed floor, and this is the construction of it right here in F1. So let's go back to our method 3 table. I'm going to clear what I've got. I'm going to go over to the far right side and see exposed floors have inside air, interior finish, etc. So let's type that. Inside air, interior finish. I keep going over just so I can see it here. Then I've got subfloor, framing and insulation, sheathing, cladding, outside air. Okay, let's see how that goes. I see that we might be missing exterior insulation if there is any, but we'll confirm that when we look at our actual floor here. So here is F1. Let's just get ready to save this. So I'm going to come over here and click floor, F1, and that's going to go to floor ID 1. Air inside floors is 0.92, and all outside air is 0.17. Our inside is hardwood flooring 3/4 inch. I don't know what that is, and it's not in the quick values here, so I need to search for it down here. So that's going to be an interior finish. I'm going to keep looking here. So I see a couple options for hardwood flooring. One of them is 3/4 inch or 19 millimeters. So let's choose that. R value 0.68. That's great. Let's save it to component 2. Now we've got our plywood subfloor 5/8 inch. 5/8 plywood I can find right here. So first let's type 5/8 inch plywood subfloor, and that is 0.78. Okay. Next up is framing and insulation. 2x12 joists, 16 on center, R6 per inch spray foam, full depth. So coming down here, let's choose floors, softwood, 2x12 joists, 16 inch on center, R6 per inch spray foam, fill cavity depth. Component number 4? Yeah, 4. Okay. Sheathing, 1/2 inch plywood, which is, so I can type 1/2 inch ply, 0.63. Cladding is metal siding, horizontal clapboard profile with backing. So let's come down here. Let's choose metal siding, horizontal clapboard profile with backing, and send that to component number 6. Now we have fully defined our wall and R value of the wall. We're going to save that to floor ID number 1. There's our floor. So we have defined our floor, F1. We've defined R1 and R2. We've also defined W1 and W2. We've also defined the header over here. The one thing we haven't defined is our interior foundation wall, which I can see right here. It's 1/2 inch gypsum, 2x6 at 24 on center with R20 insulation, and that's basically it. Then we've got our slab, which is not an above grade element, so we're going to define that later. Let's define this foundation wall first. So I can come back to method 3 and clear what I have in the table. I have air inside walls, interior finish, framing, and insulation. I don't actually have outside air, right? Because that wood framing and insulation, that's going to touch the concrete. So there is no outside air. Air inside walls 0.68. Interior finish is 1/2 inch gypsum wallboard. Framing and insulation is 2x6, 24 in center, R20 insulation. 2x6, 24 on center, R20 insulation. See that? 16.55. This is our, we don't even need to give it a name because we only have one interior foundation wall, so it's the only one we have. Let's click save. There's our interior foundation wall.